Easy. Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
Taking a few minutes to see what this company's all about because it's amazing. I was originally asked to do another training on the 5-minute napkin presentation. So that's why you see that on your screen is the napkin presentation, and I'll go into that after. So tonight you're getting a little 2-for-1. I always aim to have everything over in a webinar within 30 minutes. That's always my goal, and then I open it up to questions. So tonight we're going to cover two things. We're going to do a business presentation of Wake Up Now, and the second thing we're going to do is a little bit of training, once again on the napkin presentation. So first off, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Darren O'Lyon. I am a master distributor with Wake Up Now. I have been here now for, how long has it been? November. So nearly 15, 16 months, maybe, yeah, 16 months. And it's been a blast. Wake Up Now is an amazing company. I attended law school and business school and spent a few years, going the education route. And it was my dream to go work on Wall Street with some of the big investment banks. And when I got that offer, I was very fortunate, one of the few people in the business school to get that offer, and I scored it. And I turned it down. I turned it down because one of my good buddies handed me a book called Cash Flow Quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. He handed me this book and said, Darren, read this book before you go work on Wall Street because I think it'll change your life. Well, I picked it up, started reading it because it was a trusted friend, and started reading that book, and before I knew it, I read the whole entire book overnight, and I realized that he was speaking my language. I didn't want to be an employee for the rest of my life. Even if the numbers were big, I was still an employee, and that literally changed my life. And you're talking business school, law school, bachelor's degree, everything I did was focused on this dream of mine. And that book changed my life, and I literally jumped into startups from that point on. I have, after getting out of school, I'll be honest, I got my butt kicked. I got it handed to me. I got worked. And after a few years, I started figuring out how to do a startup business and how to be successful. And I've done over 21 startup businesses and was fortunate to be able to retire 7 years ago. And interesting thing happened. When I retired, first off, I was 30-something, 32, and I realized that going on vacation every week was fun, but it got old real quick because I like to contribute, I like to be active, I like to do things. And I decided, I took a year and a half off playing, and I realized that was a turning point in my life because I realized at that point I made a goal. My goal was the next time I retired, which I'm not going to retire, but the next time I had the ability to retire because I had financial freedom, I was going to do it with my family and friends. And that literally changed my life. Since that time, for the last few years, I've been looking for a business or looking at how to create a business that would give the opportunity to my family and friends to be financially free. And that's been my sole focus for the last few years, and I found it at Wake Up Now. So let me talk about Wake Up Now real quick. Wake Up Now, one last thing about myself. One of the things that I learned after working with so many businesses, because people would bring us businesses, they'd ask us to invest in them, they'd ask us to buy it, they would ask us to fix the businesses. I've worked with tons of different businesses, and there's one thing that I feel I've become an expert in, and that is learning how to recognize a good opportunity. And the reason why I know that's because I've got I started up a bunch of bad opportunities. I lost a lot of money, and then I was fortunate to make a bunch of money and be financially free and own a bunch of homes and do all the fun stuff. I've been up and down and seen all kinds of things, and I've realized that one of my expertise that I have is recognizing a good business opportunity. And what I'm here to tell you right now is Wake Up Now is a phenomenal business opportunity. It's one of the best opportunities that I've ever seen out there, and that is why I'm here. Because for the first time ever, I can literally offer a business an opportunity, training, help, I can offer that to my family and friends and know that if they want to do it, if they want to work hard, if they want to build a business and make some money, and if by helping people, that they can do it here at Wake Up Now. That's the part that got me extremely excited about Wake Up Now. And when I jumped on board, for those of you that know me, I'm all in. I either go all in or I don't do it. Well, I wanted to test the theory. The theory was, can we help people? Well, guess what? You can. And we've helped a lot of people. So a little bit more about the company and why Wake Up Now is a perfect opportunity. First off, when you're looking at a business and you're looking at, you know, is this a good business opportunity or not, you need to look at the CEO and the execs, because they drive the company, they drive the vision, they help guide the ship. Well, Kirby Cochran, it doesn't get better than him as far as the CEO. I'm seeing a whole bunch of you guys on here that I know on this call, and you guys know how good of a guy Kirby is. You've been around, you've seen it. Kirby has funded over 218 businesses. He's taken a couple companies from nothing to $1 billion. His last deal he did, he kept it at $1 billion every year for 10 years in a row. You guys, you need to understand, I have been successful in business and I have been able to be fortunate to retire. I don't hold a candle. We're talking a B, not an M, a B. And that's the world that Kirby's been in and is still in. And one of the last things that convinced me to come look at Wake Up Now is when he turned down a $270 million line of credit from GE Capital to go run one of their energy divisions. They wanted him to come on board. He turned it down to become CEO of Wake Up Now. Now think about that. You need to think about that, because when I knew that and heard that, I said, that's it. I'm going to walk down to that company and I'm going to talk to Kirby and ask him what is wrong with his head. So I remember sitting down with him the first time I met him, and I said, Kirby, I know your past, I know your reputation, very exceptional. By the way, he's a professor in advanced business school, you know, and teaching all these venture capital and how to run businesses and finance. And anyways, I asked him, I said, why in the world did you turn that line of credit down and that deal? Why did you turn that down to come be CEO of Wake Up Now? And he looked me in my eye and he said, Darren, I did it because Wake Up Now is the biggest business deal I've ever done, and I think it's going to be the biggest business deal I've ever done or ever will do in my life. Did you guys hear that? I hope you guys heard that on the webinar. Think about that. This is a guy that's been there, done that in the B range, okay, in the $1 billion range. And when he told me this is the biggest business deal, floored me. So I looked at it, definitely looked at it, you know, a lot of due diligence, and I realized this guy's reputation precedes him. He's a been there and done that guy, and he's phenomenal leadership, and this is the guy that's steering the ship. And after he told me that, he said, Darren, I'm going to solve a problem in network marketing. I'm going to solve a problem of retention. And I said, how in the world are you going to do that? He goes, well, network marketing, you know, the statistics are simple. It's 87% of people walk out of the door in the first 90 days. So that means, now don't be offended, I like a lot of network marketing companies, but here's the truth. That means when you enroll someone or recruit someone into that business where you're selling a juice or a product or a lotion, potion, cream, whatever it is, that means 87% of those people are out of the door. They're gone in the first 90 days, 3 months, they're out. So you have to recruit. And if you think about it, how in the world can you run a successful business if you're losing 87% of your people that you recruit in the first 90 days? Kirby said, we are going to solve that. And we're going to solve that by giving more value to the Wake Up Now member than what they pay to be a part of it. Okay, so in layman's terms, you pay $100, we're going to give you way more money, $300, $500, $1,000 worth of value. We are going to stack value in there so much that it's going to be more expensive for them to quit Wake Up Now. Now, if you think about that, that is not the typical network marketing deal. That is not the typical deal. And when he said that and explained it and showed it to me, it's exciting. That's why Wake Up Now is a perfect opportunity. It's led by a guy like Kirby, and the execs here are phenomenal. The products are amazing, okay? We help people save $300 a month. I'll go into that in a little bit more. We help people manage money, get out of debt. We help you write tax, all kinds of tax deductions that are out there. 84% of people that are home-based business owners don't get their tax deductions. They get a fraction of it, okay? And the retention is phenomenal because why do we get into business? Because we want to make money. So let me talk about that. Wake Up Now is the perfect opportunity, and the time is now because we focus, all right? I'm saying we because I'm a part of Wake Up Now, and I am a master distributor, and I've seen this change people's lives. I've seen people save, manage, and make money. And I'm going to hit those three things. The company focuses on helping you be financially free. Let me go back to my story that I told you. I told you guys that when I retired and I got back into the game of doing businesses, I said I was going to find a business that I could help all my family and friends be financially free. I didn't want to be the only one there. I wanted to have my friends there. I want to travel together. I want to do all those things. This company does it. The focus is helping you become financially free, and we do it three ways. First off, think about it. We're going to save you money. We're not going to sell you anything new. We're just going to save you money wherever you're spending it. So, Reg, do you buy groceries? Marianne, do you go out and eat? Do you, Brian, do you have a cell phone? I'm looking at all these people. We have a lot of people on this call tonight, this webinar, and think about it. How many people buy groceries? How many people travel? How many people have a cell phone? How many people, are buying clothes for their kids or diapers or going out on a vacation? There's all kinds of things, and that is what we do is we help you save money doing that. We don't want to change where you're spending it. If you like to go buy your boots or jeans at the Buckle, great. We're just going to save you money. And we're saving Wake Up Now members on average $300 a month. Think about that. $300 a month on a Verizon cell phone bill is up to 22% on the voice plan. T-Mobile's 12%. We just save a whole bunch of money. And we can spend, and you guys know we do trainings on corporate trainings every Wednesday night, and we go through the products and we explain how to save. There's a bunch of IBOs that explain. IBOs are distributors here at Wake Up Now, independent business owners, and there's classes and trainings put on by the different teams on how to save money. My first day in the business, my fiance spent 5.5 hours going through all the ways to save money. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big couponer, but I personally save way more than $200 a month, and that's because I am doing restaurants. I save buy one, get one free all the time. On my travel side, it's out of control. I get phenomenal. We all do at Wake Up Now. We get phenomenal savings on car rentals. And I save a ton there. I save at least $50, usually about $75 a month on groceries. And of course, I got a massive cell phone bill, and I'm saving, between $40 and $60 a month. So, anyways, we're going to save you a bunch of money, and the icing on the cake is we also have a free section. That Wake Up Now free section is incredible. We put on $100 to $300 of free stuff every day. Now, corporate, they always get a little nervous because they want me to say it's $100 a week. I've been on it. I've had contests. I just yesterday, let's see, which one? I was all excited about one of them. Well, I got a software for my Flip. I don't know if you guys know what a Flip is, but it's a little HD video camera, and it was a $90 free software that I can go in there and edit out everything that I'm getting on there, that I'm recording. Every single day, whether it be perfume, cologne, whether it be coupons at, Jack in the Box or Burger King or TGIFs or, Outback, or if it's for diapers, or if it's for, a stroller or baby clothing, or if it's a pocket knife, or if it's magazine subscriptions, every single day they load between $100 and $300 of free stuff. So one of the things I like to always tell people is, if you're interested and you want to see if you get your value back, in 5 minutes, I can get you $100 of free stuff. Bam, just like that. So saving. We're going to save you money, on average $300 a month on the things you're already buying. So if I can put $300 back in your pocket, do you want that? Okay, it's a dumb question, I know, but I have another opportunity meeting going right now as we speak in the other room in the conference room. And I always ask every single person that's there in front of me, I ask you, if I could put that money back in your pocket, would you want that? And of course you do. I already know that. Of course you do. Well, let's take that money now, because remember, Wake Up Now is about helping you be financially free. So we're already saving you money, and sometimes it's way more than a 300 bucks. I did a contest, I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, and we had a whole bunch of IBOs on average getting $1,600 of free stuff a month. So just remind me, I don't want to do any more contests because I got worked on that one. But anyways, let's take that 300 bucks that we just saved you. All right. Now we take that $300 and we put it in a personal finance management software, and we literally help you get out of debt. Okay. It takes 5 minutes. You put in your bank account, your password, username, and it syncs. Syncs with your bank account, so every time you use that debit card, credit card, it keeps track of everything you buy or spend your money on. Then it's beautiful. You got to put your debts in there, your mortgage, your rent, your mortgage, your credit card, your student loan, your credit cards, whatever debt you have, you got to put that in there, and it shows you where you get your biggest bang for your buck. That means if I have $300 that I just saved and I pay off my car loan, I'm saving X amount. Well, the software has literally helped people eliminate home debt, mortgage debt, all of your debt, student loans. It's incredible. I have seen people save money that have never saved money before in their life. This software is amazing. Now I'm going to start to get excited, because the next thing we do is, when you join Wake Up Now, you become an independent business owner. You now have your own home-based business. You literally have at least 450 tax deductions. What does that mean? That means that all your savings, oh, I totally forgot, Paycation. We got a lot of guys on the East Coast in California that are all pushing out Paycation. Shout out to you guys, because they're calling it a Paycation because one of our massive savings, and you can watch our video, but one of our massive savings that we do is called the Vacation Club, and we're saving people 25 grand. You don't have to pay 25 grand anymore to buy a timeshare. You don't have to pay 40 grand. You don't have to pay 10 grand. Gone. Okay? No more paying for a timeshare. Also, on top of that, forget paying the $1,200, the $1,500, the $2,000, the $2,500 bucks that you pay every year to maintain that timeshare. Forget it. We eliminated it. It's gone. So I can save you 25 grand now. I can save you 2 grand a year. And guess what? Wake Up Now also saves you anywhere from 40 to 90% off on that week that you go. And when you watch the video, you can see there's all kinds of deals in our Vacation Club. Okay, I've personally used 4 different times the Vacation Club, and we've saved every single time. I saved 2,500 bucks. Okay, do the math. 4 times 2,500 bucks is 10 grand. There's no way I'm ever going to quit, because the Vacation Club is out of control. It is saving people tons and tons of money, and you use the Vacation Club one single time, I can guarantee you that you will never want to quit. So, well, back to the taxes. Okay, when you're an IBO at Wake Up Now, all of a sudden you have at your fingertips 450 different tax deductions. You can now write off your business travel. Okay, so let's say I go to Puerto Rico, and instead of paying 2 grand, I score a 1-week, 4-star, 5-star deal for 400 bucks. All right, I just saved $1,700. Great, I'm happy, I'm excited. But I sit in the jacuzzi, and I'm sitting there talking to some other guy, and I say, what did you pay? What did you pay for your timeshare? And he goes, man, I got a good deal. I paid 12 grand. I said, wow, that's pretty good. And then I asked him, well, what do you pay a year on your maintenance fees? Oh man, this is so good. I negotiated down from 2 grand to 1,400 bucks. I go, wow, that's pretty dang good. And what'd you pay for this week? Well, I only had to pay, 1,000 bucks for this week. Sweet. Well, guess what, my friend? I can eliminate that initial payment that you had to pay, I can eliminate the annual fees, and instead of paying the $2,000 or the $900 or $1,200, you can score this for $400. Guess what? That's a vacation. I just scored. I just did business. I can talk to anyone now and write that whole thing off. All business expenses. What's even better, now, if you guys are got a pen and paper by you, write this down. Okay? Listen very closely. This is the most exciting thing I've heard in Wake Up Now in the last 5 months. Okay? Listen up. The average tax bot deductions in the month of February for Wake Up Now members was $1,900. All right? Write that down. The average tax deductions for the month of February, and it's already gone up in March, but for February was $1,900 for every Wake Up Now member using TaxBot. Let me put that in layman's terms. If you're in the 33% tax bracket, okay, you take a third of that, baby. You just pocketed $630. Okay, do the math. Costs $100 to be a member, and by being a member, I just maximize some of my tax deductions. I just put in my pocket $630. Those are actual facts. That's not theory. That is what is going on in Wake Up Now. That is what the members are getting. That's the tax deductions that actually occurred in the month of February. Do you understand how big this is? You sign up for $100, I put $630 back in your pocket by using the Wake Up Now tax bot. It's a it's an app. It takes you 5 seconds to hit start, and that tracks. You get 56.5 cents for every mile you get driving for business expenses, for business travel. Well, guess what? If you're talking about money, talking about saving, talking about managing, talking about making money, you're talking about Wake Up Now, and that's our business. Guess what? Everywhere I drive, I'm getting 56 cents a mile. You start adding that up, and all of a sudden, real talk, guys, you're getting $630 in your pocket. You can't argue with that because that's the average statistic in Wake Up Now. All right? $100, I'll put $610 back in your pocket, plus you're saving money, save $300. What are we looking at? All of a sudden, you get $1,000 in value, and all you're doing is you haven't recruited a single person. That is why I'm with Wake Up Now. That's why this is the best business opportunity out there. How do you solve retention? How do you solve that big problem of losing 87% of people that you recruit in the first 90 days? How do you solve it? You give them so much value that you would feel unintelligent. I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can. We have a lot of people on this call tonight, so I just want to make sure I don't offend anyone, but you would not feel very smart by quitting because you're passing up on $300 of savings. You're passing up on $600 of tax deductions in your pocket. Okay? Real straightforward. Now, let's talk about the next part, and this is the good part. Saving money, managing money. Okay? I can go recruit. I can help people. I can share Wake Up Now with everyone because I'm going to pull up my phone right now. What am I at? Dun, 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 TaxBot. Okay. I'm having a contest with Brandon. You guys might know Brandon. He's the other master distributor here. There's 4 of us, Mike Ray, Ree Nichols, Brandon Boyd, and me, Darren Lyon. We're the master distributors, and I'm having a contest. And right now, today is what? March 21st. I'm at $10,000 and $10,607.21. Okay? That's tax deductions, and I will never quit this business because I'm getting far more value than I pay to be a part of it. Okay, favorite part. Most people do network marketing because they want to make some cash. They want to make some money. It's very simple here at Wake Up Now. And I just sat in a 3-hour meeting with Kirby, with the execs going over some compensation things. And it's get 3 people and it's free. All right? That means you invite, you share, you recruit, you sign up 3 other people that want to be IBOs. And these are the people that want to save $300 a month. These are the people that want to get paid $1 for every 2 miles they drive. These are the people that want to go on vacation for only $100 or $400. You're sharing this, and you share it with 3 people, and they're in too. You get the title of a Director 3, but you get 3 people and it's free. Now, there's a misconception out there. There's a few other companies saying get 3 and it's free, but you need to understand, usually, well actually, in every single case, it's get 3 retail customers and it's free. You get a free product. It's not get your monthly, your $100 covered. They don't do that. We are the only company that does that. Wake Up Now, we pay out $100 for recruiting 3 people. Now, you guys have all heard it before. You help your 3 people get 3 people, right? So once you do that, now your title, your rank is Founder 3, and now you're getting $600 a month. There is not a single company in the industry, not a single company that will pay you $600 a month, every single month, residual, every single month, with only 12 people. There isn't one. And that's why people are flocking to Wake Up Now. That's why this is the best business opportunity out there. It's because if you're here to make money, we already know the statistics. You guys know it. You've heard it. You've seen it. You know, is it $300? Is it $500? Between those two numbers, it's been posted all over the internet that $300, $500 would literally keep you out of hitting bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is all over the place, and that's what would keep people out. Well, with 12 people, we pay you $600. We did that on purpose because we wanted to help people make money. There's another nasty, disgusting statistic out there. 0.003% of people ever make $1,000 in Wake Up Now. Write that one down. 0.003% of people ever make $1,000 in network marketing. In network marketing, that is. Well, guess what? 12 people, you're getting $600 every single month. Try and find me another company because you can't. This is incredible. The opportunity is phenomenal. Now, granted, I didn't get in to make $600, and once you hit $600, the sky's the limit. That's when you get really excited because you realize this is coming in every single month. I'm helping people save $300. I'm helping them get the tax deductions. I'm putting more money in their pocket than they spend to be a part of it. I don't lose people. I don't lose friendships. People are happy. They text me. They text me every day. I get all kinds of texts. Darren, check this out. I just saved, what was the last one I just heard? Oh, I just saved $100 on this vacuum. I was waiting for it. I saw it at Costco. I got all excited because at Costco it was $329. Then I went into the marketplace, one of our sections on where to save, and I bought it for $749, and then they gave me $249, and then I even got another $20 back. All of a sudden, I got $100 savings by using Wake Up Now. I get those texts, I get those stories, I get those phone calls all day long. It floors me. I've never seen anything like this. I never have. And so if you want to make more than $600, it's incredible. We have a rank called Founder 4 that pays at least $2,000 with about 111, 112 people. We have another rank called Founder 5 that pays $4,000. You get luxury bonuses on top of all this. Goes up to Founder 7. You have a group of about 900 people. This thing's paying you 13 grand. It's paying you 10 grand on the Founder bonus. You're getting paid in other bonuses. You get a luxury bonus of $1,000, and it's try and find that anywhere else. We did that on purpose because we are really helping people be financially free. We're doing it in 3 ways. We help you save money, manage money, and make money. And you guys, I really do appreciate you for jumping on this phone call, this webinar. This company, I have not seen any better business opportunity out there. I have seen a lot of different businesses. And to prove that you can make money, to prove that you can help save money, to prove that you can help people get out of debt with our finance software and our TaxBot software, it's been proven. When I first started, I just wanted to see if it worked. Well, we've helped over 138 people make $1,000 every single month. We've helped a lot of different people get out of debt. We had a regional training here in Salt Lake, and I was looking across the room, and I was going to tell you between 25% and 33%, between a quarter and a third of the people there were debt-free because of Wake Up Now. So, you know what? I told you guys I'd keep it to half an hour. I'll have to push the napkin presentation training off to another time. But what I want to do is extend to you an invitation to join Wake Up Now, to really You know, stop thinking about it. Stop dreaming about it. Stop wondering. Try it out. It's $100. That's all it costs to join. $100 a month. You get 3 people, and you're now free. You're getting paid $100. It's a wash. You help them get 3, and now you're making $600 every single month. I could list. I have a bunch of people on this call here, and I can list you out. And you got all. I mean, it's just all kinds of people on here, and people are making money. And that's the point. We want to invite you to do that. We want you to invite to save. We want to help you become financially free, and that's what we do here at Wake Up Now. So thanks for jumping on the call. Please get back to the person that invited you to this webinar. Okay, follow up with them, ask them questions, and you guys will learn for yourself, because that's how I am. I'm kind of a try it, let's prove it out guy. And so I did, and literally in the first day, we saved over $150 our very first day ever using Wake Up Now. And I realized that this is a gold mine. I finally have a business that puts more money in your pocket, and I can help people all day long. So thanks for being on the webinar. Sure do appreciate it. Every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning, we do webinars and trainings. You guys go to the Wake Up Now website, you can see that. And then sure do appreciate you guys taking the time, and look forward to working with you. You guys all have a good time, and we'll talk to you guys later.